Hi, it's Signe from Side of Horses. Welcome to the channel. I was just about to leave to go to the horse's place. I'm trying to catch the light here, the sunlight, because we've been having pretty awesome summer this year. Not too warm, not too cold. There have been some rainy days, there's been some extremely hot days, but all in all it's the perfect mix between rain and sunshine, which makes the grass grow. Today I'm going to go to the new place where the horses are. Kind of been living in two places. So these months running up towards actually living there and building a house there are going to be the hardest months, but you know, we'll manage. For now, I'm doing up my hair in the signature Viking knot bun, which I think is a hairstyle that the women in Viking ages would definitely have worn. You see it in the Valkyrie finds. They have this kind of knot in their hair, sometimes held by a pin. It's just too floofy. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. It's about a 45-minute drive. Let's drive. So I've been getting BRISINGR ready to walk and trot beside the bicycle in a safe manner so I don't die while we do that. I've been sitting on him, and the other day I've actually been it's starting to, it's not really riding because it's just sitting and see if he will go forward. He usually follows somebody, which really works like a charm. Jeroen walks away and sticks up his hand, and then BRISINGR has to boop his hand and, you know, walk towards him and get a treat, which is a wonderful way to start riding. Also, we had a huge adventure that day with the Ithaca riding twist and me taking the bicycle along. There was a lot of pushing the bicycle through the sand because it's sandy paths, and some bits I could actually cycle, which were lovely, and BRISINGR has this gorgeous trot. And then we found a lovely wood trail, and that really calmed Twisty down, and BRISINGR was just following her as I was cycling next to him. Lovely steady walk, really nice. And then we got at the end of the path, and Ithaca said, you know, why not park the bike here and see if you can get on BRISINGR, and then we'll do the same path, we'll walk back and you just let BRISINGR follow Twisty along. And that was a thought that I'd been playing with in my mind, kind of, but you know, to make the decision is a whole nother thing. But we did it. I found a tree stump that I could stand on, and I raised it up with another block because I'm a stiff old lady. And I took my time seeing if BRISINGR was ready for me to get on him, and he, you know, he was eating a bit and looking around a bit, but as soon as he caught on what I was doing, he was like, oh yeah, I'll stand still for a second so you can get on. And I got on, and he just followed Twisty happily along the wood trail, and I was beaming like a little girl, beaming like a child. And Ithaca was lovely enough to take some footage right over her shoulder, sitting backwards, holding her iPhone and holding Twisty on the other hand in the rain. So I'll insert that footage right here because there's a little space and it's vertical, so that just, it all works out. It all works out. And then, as a cherry on top of the cake, we found a water crossing and played around there and walked through it, got my boots wet. I decided to hop on BRISINGR again for the way back, and he did that beautifully. I could feel him look for his balance more through the water. Like, the footing is underwater, the footing is different, and of course your balance is different, and you have to push harder against the water to walk through it. But it was a gorgeous moment. It was was a lovely moment. I kind of live in the car and in the barn. As for, we have a table there, we cook there, we use the camper van loo, and that way we can spend a full weekend with the horses and doing the chores that need to be done. And also we've started building the winter stables. Remember the last time I stood here? The barn was pretty much empty except for some food stuff and the table where we sit at, and of course our lovely little haystack. But this time there's been something added to the barn. Jeroen and Joep have been working incredibly hard to make, prepare and build our very own stable. This is the first stable, actually, you know, stable for the horses to get into. So I'm really excited. They've been working so hard. This is a work in progress. This is the lovely work that they have been doing, is putting up these posts and the side beams. There's going to be boarding against it, so the horses can have a... There's going to be boarding put aside next to it, so the horses can have a safe place to stay in the winter, and then the rest of the barn is just going to be walk-in stables for them. Yeah, I can imagine the horses standing here and having a bit of hay and munching and enjoying their time inside when the weather is grimy and ugly and horrible, which I can't imagine now because it's summer still. But this is going to be the place to be when the days get colder and wetter. I took BRISINGR out for a little adventure. Merida was having fun as well. So when you train one horse and the herd is there, you also train the other horses a little, and they support each other, which I love in training sessions. He's getting really good at the long line. I'm not sure about his ability of walking over things and his confidence in that. Sometimes he's really good and sometimes he just, you know, stumbles. And he's still a bit scared of this cavaletti. But he's getting better at it. He's really starting to he's really starting to jump it. I feel that he really knows how to carry himself, and I also feel that his younger years in the stallion herd and all the playing and fighting that he's done has really helped him. And there were moments that he just had enough and he needed to recharge, and those were good moments for me to do a little bit of stuff with old man BLIZZ. He's really stiff in his knees, his front knees, but his hind end is still working wonderfully, and he's a master at this school hold type kind of towards Levada thing. It's not as good as it used to be, but you know, he's 25. I still love him. And then we had the quintain. Okay, this is interesting because he was apprehensive about it. I like that word, apprehensive, because he wasn't scared. He was just I don't know about this thing. But I also know that if I confront him with this in a playful manner several times, that he will embrace it and he will just see it as another fun thing to express himself and to play with. For those of you who don't know what a quaintain is, this is a medieval training thingamabobs. Is that you hit the little circle with your spear as you gallop past, and then the other end swings behind you or towards you. In this clip it looks more like a wind vane than anything else. The only thing that I asked him to do is to boop it with his nose, and he would get a treat for that. And I feel that this builds his confidence about this silly little object in his field. Merida is a lot more curious about obstacles like this and items like this, and will boop it naturally. Never be afraid to walk away when your horse is full up, and there is no ending on a high note for me when it comes to training. The high note, ending on the high note, is the time you spent cuddling him and enjoying each other's company, and there is always time for that.
We have little mole friends making their little mole homes in the field, which is a good thing actually, because they keep the field, the soil nice and loose, and where there are moles there are worms, and they do the same. They keep the soil nice and loose, where the horses tend to dampen it and make it harder for the grass to grow. So yay for mole friends! The horses are somewhere in the back, which gives us a perfect opportunity to do some mucking out! Yay! So we finished the first stable, and we're going to see if BRISINGR feels at home in one. It's also going to be the first time he's ever been in a stable, I guess. Yeah, let's do this. Oh, scary, scary stuff. Oh, it's zo vet. Het is zo braaf. Kom maar. Moet je zien hoeveel ruimte die hier hebt. Goed zo! Goed zo! Goed zo! Braaf. Braaf. Goed zo! Knappert. Knappert. Oh, ik vind het spannend hè. Heel goed hoor. Ben je braaf? It's the end of the vlog. Thank you so much for watching yet again, and we're very, very proud of this first part of the stables that we built. Now number 2 and number 3 are waiting for us. We'll keep you updated if you keep watching, if you subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to turn on notifications. Don't forget to tell all your friends to subscribe. But most of all, and most important of all, don't forget to release your inner Viking!